Just wanted to let you guys know right off the bat, I lowered the microphone volume for this one, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure I'll compensate for it. Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, what is wrong with you? Okay, maybe not all of you, and maybe I'm speaking to the minority here, and I should be just speaking to the vast majority, but I haven't done a video like this in a while, and I feel like I just need to get it out of my system. Last week, or whenever it was, because it feels like it's been 8 years since we've had NHL hockey, I did a video asking the question, are Leaf fans toxic? And at the end of the video, I said that no, there's just bad apples in every bunch, and we need to focus on the good here. And I generally am a pretty positive person. I mean, I sat here on this channel for the last 3 months saying that the Toronto Maple Leafs would make the playoffs, and lo and behold, they're in a playoff spot right now. There's no hockey going on, and we don't know what the hell's going on with the season or anything like that, but they're in the damn playoff spot. But this is a conversation that exceeds just this season. This was a conversation that we were having not this past summer, but the summer before it as well, and it's about that man over there, and if I'm not pointing at John Tavares, it's because my arm doesn't stretch that far. And I'm changing my answer that I had in that previous video asking if the fans are toxic or not. Yes, they are. They're 100% toxic. Leaf fans are not capable of having nice things, okay? We always poop where we eat, and eventually someone eats their own shit. Or cat shit or whatever like that was actually something that happened. Okay, I promise, no more swearing for the rest of the video. It's just, do you know how stupid you sound when you say that this guy isn't worth this contract? Do you know how stupid you sound when you say the guy that took almost $7 million less to come here instead of going to San Jose isn't worth this paycheck or deserves to be stripped of the sea? Do you know how stupid you sound when you criticize this guy who had a career high in goals and points this year? Do you know how stupid you sound when you say that his season was a product of just Mitch Marner, a guy that had a career season playing with him, while John Tavares was notoriously known for making his wingers have career seasons? And then the second they flip-flopped, then Nylander was the reason why he was having a good season, even though Nylander sucked for the last year and a half and didn't deserve to be on the team either? You people exhaust me. Okay, the man had the 9th best offensive season since Wendell friggin' Clark was drafted in a Maple Leafs uniform, but somehow he's the problem. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting different results. Insert blank player doesn't deserve to play on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Insert blank player who was notoriously good before he got here. Now he's here doing the same things, if not better than what he was doing in the previous situation that he was in, does not deserve his paycheck. Because we could just run down the list. We can run down the list of the guys that we've run out of town year after year, because this fan base is insane. And I know there's gonna be someone in the comments section like, whoa, what are you yelling about? Well, I've had enough of this. I can't actually do this anymore with a straight face. And maybe it's because I've been in the house for so long and we've all been quarantined here that we're just constantly clashing, right? And this channel, I just want to say thank you. By the way, if you're still here watching these videos, this channel was doing so damn well before the NHL went under, and ever since it went under, it's been really tough for views and likes here on YouTube. So if you could please drop me a like on this video, it would be very appreciated. Okay, we almost hit like 40,000 video views the month before the NHL shutdown. And I say we because I couldn't possibly do that by myself. You know, and sometimes people will ask me the question, well, what's John Tavares even good at? I'm watching the game and he doesn't look too impressive tonight, even though the advanced analytics would look really good from that game. And I try to think to myself in my head, how can I answer this question? Because John Tavares, no, while he does not have blinding speed or a blazing slap shot or an impressive one-timer, he's just kind of there, right? He's always in position. When I'm watching the game and I'm like, it would be really nice if someone covered, oh, there's John Tavares. He's in that area. He's like a mosquito. It's one thing to appreciate players that are really good with the puck, but it's another thing to appreciate players that are really good without the puck. And I think that you should watch John Tavares when he doesn't have the puck. Because I don't think that we're appreciating the guy who had 5 points in 7 games while being hard matched up against David Pastrnak, Patrice Bergeron, and Brad Marchand, literally nicknamed the perfection line. And I don't think that we're appreciating the guy that's 14th highest in faceoff percentage in the entire league. And yeah, I know it's just faceoff percentage, but 55% is pretty damn good. All right, and John Tavares is 30th in the NHL in terms of points per game at minimum 25 games played. And you could look at the names on this list and you could be impressed by it or not. Maybe sometimes some perspective to see where players actually are compared to their peers sometimes helps. So you can look at the guys on this list and you can change your perspective, change your tune on it. Or you could continue to say that you'd like more from your captain. You'd like more from the guy making $11 million. That you'd like more from the guy that broke his finger and only missed 6 games due to it. And I would understand you, but at the same time, let's compromise here. Let's meet in the middle. Let's say that John Tavares could be better because we've seen him be better, but let's not be crazy and insane and say things like if the Leafs were awarded a compliance buyout because the salary cap is not going to meet the projection or possibly fall or stay flat, that we would use the compliance buyout on John Tavares. And let's not criticize the guy just because he's a man of few words. I actually think that that's the perfect type of player to play in Toronto and the perfect type of captain to have here, because we've heard Mitch Marner speak at different times this season, and I think sometimes he said a couple of things that kind of go without saying, that were kind of rhetorical, that didn't really need to be said, and he's been kind of ripped apart by it in the media, especially the one about the work ethic thing. You know, what's your favorite William Nylander quote? What's your favorite John Tavares quote? Some of you might not have an answer to that question, but I do, and I'd like you to hear my favorite John Tavares quote.
Hey, one sec. We build from here. We keep going. This is the start of something special. Let's keep push each other. We get better tomorrow. Coach. Woo!
And that, of course, was after the game that they beat the Arizona Coyotes in Sheldon Keefe's first game as Toronto Maple Leafs head coach. Does that sound like someone with no personality? Does that sound like someone who doesn't deserve to be captain? Does that sound like a robot? All right, and I want to come back to this list of points from this season because there's another player on here who's a captain of an Original Six team that makes a lot of money. And I don't hear a lot about him this season. I don't hear a whole lot about him having the C stripped off of his jersey. I don't hear a lot about him failing his team and that he should be bought out or that his contract is the demise of everything. And that's Jonathan Toews. All right, the Blackhawks are very much irrelevant this season, and Jonathan Toews makes $10.5 million. Where's the criticism on the same kind of level? Are we just moving goalposts? Am I just not getting it? Usually, I'm pretty fair in the comments section. If someone comes into the comments section and says something outlandish, I always try to find a way to at least agree with them in some sort of way or to try to understand their perspective and whatnot. But I'm not budging on this. If you think that John Tavares is overpaid, if you think that he's the demise of the team, if you think that he shouldn't be the captain, no, this is one that I'm not budging on. And the counter argument to it is, well, the Leafs don't have any money to spend on defense now that John Tavares is a Toronto Maple Leaf. And my answer to that question would be find the money elsewhere. Where there's a will, there's a way. We can and we will. Huh? How do you like that? So make sure to leave me a like on this video if you did like it and subscribe for more because more is always on the way. And guys, when the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup next year, it'll be John Tavares hoisting it up first.